What's up guys, this is Cher talking. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'll show you how to defeat Ov challenge on Glorious Challenge Festival. Well, I showcased a strategy where we can nuke with Urpina and Kihachi together on Overdrive, but now I will be running a normal setup. You'll be attacked with Slash, Blunt, Pierce, Hit and Cold, so think about that when defending yourself. Since Ov has many physical attacks, you will be countering, and the best formation to use here is the Rising King one. Ov removes your buffs every 2 turns, you remove debuffs every turn, so you can actually debuff well, but Ov also self-buffs, so the best character to use here is Esper. You can also use Paulus to some extent, he will work well. I brought here Asellus because she also counters and she gives 20% damage reduction to the party, can buff, give BP. I think she's very useful here, but the main character is Julian. You can use just one if you want. Matriarch buffs are now very useful on this fight. Liz is here just to give BP, but to be honest, it's sometimes better to bring Anya, but since I'm not so sure about that healing being enough, I brought Liz. And instead of Esper, you can run any other debuffer like, for example, Orlette. But since the enemy self-buffs, you need to bring someone else to buff break. Asellus can buff break with her Rising Nova Plus by inheritance, but I prefer to use her other skills. As for equipment, I decreased damage from all physical types, but also hit and cold, as you can see from my equipments, with all of them having very good sustain. Well, let's go. If you don't have Julian, you can use Human Mayo and even Torpe as your main tank, or like I said, Asellus will work as well. Now, we shall be starting with that Star Liberation to give extra defense to Julian. Always use with Streak with your Esper. Asellus will be using Azure Instant Blade every time when possible, with Matriarch using Paean of Exaltation and Liz using Dragon's Blessing. This fight has no ailments. One of the few ones in this game. We got a 5 people combo here. Very great start. Remember that when you have combos, you will increase your debuffs and also your buffs as well. Esper is on the front line because you want your debuffer to be fast, but let's hope that she doesn't get too much damage. And she will only buff break after the enemy attacks, because the enemy attacks and buffs different status based on the type of attack it's using. As you can see, just buff it STR. And just removing debuffs applied. No worries, because we will just keep buffing over and over again. When Asellus doesn't have VP, you can use Bloodsucker or just a normal attack. I'll be using a normal attack. Then here with Paean of Exaltation again, Dragon's Blessing. I inherited Paean of Protection, but you can also inherit Shining Glory if you want with your Matriarch, because if she attacks, she buffs even more status. Matriarch passive related to when you attack, you get extra status. And characters that attack multiple times get more benefit. So, when Esper chases, she buffs even more. Julian counters, she buff even more. Those things will happen. This attack can be countered. This is an AoE one. This cannot be countered. Good thing is that Elias will heal everyone here on turn 3. And you can either use Starry Rush as your command or Starry Strike. I don't think Julian needs extra healing, so I'll be using Starry Rush because I will always have this available. Time for Azure Instant Blade. Enough Exaltation. You can skip 1 turn with this to save. This helps Esper have enough BP to run her skill. Sometimes she doesn't have enough. This giving DP helps out. Gravedigger is indirect. Marvelous is indirect. This one is also indirect. Will not be countering all the time, but that's not really a problem since Julian is still buffing STR when he gets hit. This time I'll be using Starry Strike with Streak again, or Azura's Instant Blade. I'll wait till I have Overdrive with everyone, so I will use White Spirit Matriarch here to give attack boost to everyone. That would be good. Kinda dangerous, but when a Matriarch attacks, she also self-buffed, so it's good for her. Bad for everyone else, because they would not get the extra buff. But on the start of the fight, it's still doable to do this. Ov is not that strong. As the fight goes on, Ov will get more and more attacks. You got a combo, that's awesome. Starry Strike. Then White Spear. Matriarch damage is laughable, but she just gave a 3 attack boost to the party. This is a counter that will already benefit from the attack boosts. Elegant Petals is AoE. Can counter this. But everyone is kind of safe. So let's do full overdrive with everyone. We have our best skills with all characters. Enough Exaltation will buff them before the attack. And Dragon's Blessing. Ov has a ton of HP. Even though it was easy to nuke with Kihachi, you can see how long a fight can be if you don't nuke. Overall, this fight is much easier than the other. Only 2 hits, Julian. Multi-Blade is, I think, random attack. Even then it landed on Julian. Well, we are not taking much damage. Really stable team. Keep using the same skills over and over again. Since this turn Liz will heal, I'll actually use my White Spear again, just to give my attack boosts to the party. As it is, I think we'll need like 14 to 15 turns to... This is a direct attack. Doing a new counter. 3 hits, that's great. Elegant Petals is AoE. As you can see, the damage is scaling. But even then, we have enough stuff in the party. Ruski Slice. Count again. Now I can use Terry Rush. Back to my Azure Instant Blade, and then my Peon of Exaltation. My Esper is getting many changes during this fight. Very good arranging here. Asellus is also being very helpful by decreasing a lot of damage. Now another counter. Four hits. Awesome. Final Strike is AoE. And it's a very strong attack with heat damage. Hence why we needed to have heat resistance. Well, this is turn 8. If you feel like you need extra healing, like I said, I was not so confident about just relying on this. You can now use Matriarch. Remember that she gets an extra heal every 5 turns. So when that attack happens, you can simply heal extra with your... She still buffs when she heals, so you're not wasting anything. And even on rank 1, her heal skill, you still buff the same values as a maxed heal number 1. Or hits, awesome. Now using indirect hits. It will happen here and there. Earth Shaker, it's indirect as well. rain arrows, many indirect attacks. But Julian already benefited a lot from the first part where we had lots of direct attacks. I will wait for full overdrive soon. So I will even use my white spear now because my attack boost lasts for 2 turns. Liz. I don't think Liz will get into overdrive though, unless I use a skill. Maybe a normal attack even. Normal attack gives 25 points. If she gets hit, if she chases, she may get into overdrive. As soon as you remove all buffs, do not be in danger. So Esper is really useful. And you use that skill with Matriarch before overdrive because she's not really fast. That means that using it 1 turn before is actually better. And it's chase. I think we need to... Okay, get hit with Matriarch. Just deflected. What about Millionaire? Gets hit. Okay, everyone is on overdrive. And as you can see, we need heal. Let's see if Matriarch heal is needed. It's not yet. So, let's go with our Starry Rush, with Strick, Azure. Matriarch can simply use her of Exaltation, increase damage, and Dragon's Blessing from Liz. Liz does not need to stop using Dragon's Blessing after she skip 1 turn because Asellus PvP as well. Not a single time did my Asellus counter. Of course, my main counter is Julian, but there was still a small chance, right? Leonard is a very strong attack and it's pierce based, so mages you suffer more. Yeah, second part mages suffers much more. Now I got an extra heal with Matriarch, so she's back to 2 heals. And I will use it right now, because next turn Liz will heal. Keep up with your Liz buffs. 4 defense boosts in a row really increase your sustain. I think we need like 14 turns. Looks like. Again, using both skills. Liz heals on this turn, so don't worry. Back to enough Exaltation. More people combo. Awesome. The same attack twice. But when she uses 3 attacks that are dexterity based one after another, she keeps buffing dexterity and damage scale super fast. That's why 1,500 damage versus Esper. She still has a lot of HP. I don't think I really need to heal now. But I will be using my White Spear again, so the next turn on Overdrive everyone will be stronger. Don't know if it matters all that much though. Jingling Fire Fist, that's a very powerful attack that you hardly see it being used. Obviously taking less and less damage as the fight goes. deflect chance is awesome as well. What is this skill? Looks like Tomo's skill, I guess. Okay, it's time for full overdrive. With our best skills. This turn, I can use my heal. Next one will be Lee's turn. To guarantee people will be alive, right? I always say, you're better safe than sorry. Again, going for the extra attacks. But then it switches between dexterity-based attacks, agility-based attacks. Performance is stable. Liz will heal on this turn, so you should not worry. You can use just enough exaltation. Even White Spear. Getting to the end of this. At least on this fight, Esper was super fast. Speed was not a problem. Well, by the next turn, this will be over. Took me 16 turns. Oh, that is if we really defeated it on this turn. It is close though. Maybe if Julian gets a counter. Doesn't seem like she's going to go back to normal physical skills. Matriarch barely does any damage. Really loving the bow attacks, right? Okay, even one more turn was needed. That's at least the end. Julian and Asellus working together to do the final blow. And we could do that in 2 turns with the Hachi. 2 turns. Absolutely broken. Well, that's the end of the video as well. Thanks so much for watching. If you use a different squad, please share here in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon in the next video or live stream. Goodbye.